Have you ever been at an important event, felt like someone just gave you the dirtiest look of all time? Well, Prince Harry certainly has. Welcome to Beyond the Screen. I'm Nate, and these are the top 10 celebrities who've snubbed Prince Harry on the red carpet. Number 10. Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy is not just the man behind the atomic bomb and the silver medal winner of the Barbie vs. Oppenheimer race. He is also the king of shade. A TikTok that has now gone viral shows a very awkward moment from 2017 during the red carpet premiere of his film Dunkirk in London. This was before the royal wedding, before any of the public family drama really came to light, so the prince and his fiancée attended the screening as royals. During a brief interaction between Cillian and Harry, everything seems to be normal. They shake hands and smile, but the moment that Harry walks to the next person, Cillian just glares like he's trying to make Harry's head explode with his mind. While there has never been a confirmation whether there is some kind of feud between these two behind the scenes, according to several co-stars, that was the first and last time these two spoke that night. There's been some speculation from fans that claim to read lips that the interaction involved Cillian correcting the prince, who wrongfully called him British when he is in fact Irish. Either that or he just has what many say is resting get me out of here now face. And that adds up. Number 9. Taylor Swift. This is an instance where Harry and Meghan were snubbed simultaneously. Taylor reportedly declined to be a guest on Meghan Markle's now cancelled podcast on Spotify. Meghan wished to get Taylor involved in an interview with herself and Harry, even sending a handwritten invitation to her front door. According to her publicist, the invite was declined due to Taylor wishing to steer clear of anything that had to do with royal or political issues, which is a very smart move on her part. Wouldn't want to accidentally get stuck on the wrong side of that argument. When she's asked about the situation by fans or on a live tour, she claims that the entire thing was blown out of proportions and that Harry and Meghan should clear things up on their end as soon as possible. This was around the same time that the couple were facing issues with getting their documentary released by Netflix, as well as the cancellation of her podcast. So, if you're attending Taylor's Era tour at any point, bring in a sign that says, "Why do you hate Meghan?" See what happens. Number 8. Elton John. Elton is one of the biggest names in pop rock history, so it's no surprise that he likes to throw a party or two with some A-list buddies. This year, he decided to throw an Oscars after party at his home after the ceremony, where the prince would normally be in attendance or at least stop by to say hi. In fact, up until this past year, the two were quite close, reportedly spending a lot of free time together. But something changed when he left the family. Things started to slowly grow sour and a rift began to split between them. This year, it has not been confirmed why Prince Harry and Meghan were not at the party, but many believe that they snubbed Elton and denied his invite to his face. According to some of the celebrities in attendance, the couple had been deemed nobodies for missing the event, with many claiming that it was actually Elton who told them not to come. Regardless of what happened, the Oscars red carpet was a little bit gloomy this year. Number 7. Katy Perry. When Harry decided to attend the king's coronation this year, he didn't know that he'd be running into an old nemesis, Katy Perry. Well, actually, they're not nemesis. They don't hate each other. It turns out Katy used to have a crush on Harry. While making an appearance on the Graham Norton show in 2012, another guest commented that Prince Harry loved the ladies, and Katy said she'd be open to it before flashing a big ol' smile. It seemed the news got back to Harry though when it was announced that Katy would be one of the many acts performing at the coronation concert. Prince Harry made it his mission to fly home and get out of there as soon as possible. Well, it probably wasn't just because of that, but hey, big part for sure. Katy didn't even get a chance to shake his hand before he left, a moment she may never see in her lifetime. Number 6. Steven Spielberg. When Harry and Meghan moved to California, things were supposed to be better. More sun, more fun, and more A-list friends. But it turns out that most of Hollywood is not in the mood for a new buddy, including the director of E.T. and Jaws, Steven Spielberg. According to inside sources, Steven and Harry are actually neighbors in California. When they first moved in, Harry and Meghan had apparently went over just to say hello, but they were met with a very cold shoulder from Steve. According to several inside sources, Steven was just one of several celebrities on that block who were warned about getting too close to the Duke and Duchess. Apparently, the isolation comes from many celebrities not wanting to learn any secret information that may be used against them in the future. Imagine telling Steven Spielberg a secret so big he has to testify about it in court. That would be both embarrassing and fun. Unfortunately for these two, if they need to borrow a cup of sugar, they'll need to go to a store like the rest of the world. I don't know, does anybody actually share ingredients anymore? Number 5. Oprah Winfrey. Not only did Oprah have one of the most popular talk shows of all time, but she's also had a long history with the royal family. This past February, while celebrating the 25th anniversary of the makeup brand Anastasia Beverly Hills and Oprah's 69th birthday, many A-list stars were in attendance like J-Lo, Kim Kardashian, and Sharon Stone. But two stars that were not in attendance were Harry and Meghan. This was odd considering that Oprah was the woman that they decided to sit down with in 2021 for an explosive interview. Many have speculated that the reason they were never invited was despite using Oprah's show as a launching pad for their story, but that they were going with tell-all memoirs and Netflix documentaries instead. Oprah had given them a healthy and controlled outlet to tell their story, but they instead chose to ignore her and go their own way. Oprah has never confirmed the shade that looms between herself and Harry, but not even inviting Harry and Meghan to your birthday bash? That's just a little insulting. Number 4. Piers Morgan. Piers is a man who is drenched in controversy himself for the most part. A few years ago, he was forced to walk away from a long-time hosting gig for spouting some legitimate nonsense that I will not go too deep into, or we might not be able to cover the prince. Following his split from Good Morning Britain, Piers started his own talk show called Piers Morgan Uncensored, which is exactly what it sounds like. During a segment earlier this year, Piers was commenting on Prince Harry attending the King's coronation, roasting him for even thinking about attending the event after spending the last 2 years calling them out in the media and online. He got into a very heated rant about Camilla being the best royal while calling Harry a hypocritical rat bag. This is one of those moments that did not take place on the red carpet, but that's just because people seem to be too shy to say these things to his face. Number 3. Noel Gallagher. The former Oasis frontman has had a long and rocky history with the royal family and his own. In 2021, while Prince Harry and his wife were attempting to craft their story into a Netflix documentary, this incident may not have taken on the red carpet, but we're including it on this list because it directly impacted the press tour for that project. While Harry was promoting his new project, Noel decided to go online and compare the situation between Harry and William to himself and his brother Liam, then going on to claim that Harry was a snowflake. He continued by claiming that Harry should just, keep his mouth shut from now on and call off this silly little press BS. Prince Harry, in true Harry fashion, never responded to the comments. Instead, Noel continued to rant over and over again, but the news story became a viral sensation. Unfortunately for Noel, the whole Harry sucks thing only made people want to watch the documentary more. Number 2. Meghan Markle. Another snub that was not on the red carpet per se, but this one is super brutal and it was caught on live TV, so let's chat about it. The Prince and Meghan were watching a Lakers game from a corporate box. They were joined by other A-listers that night like Adam Sandler and Kim Kardashian. The snub from Meghan came when the infamous kiss cam made its way up to the skybox. It takes a moment for them to realize what's going on, but when Harry goes in for a little smoochy woochy, Meghan rejects him and laughs the entire thing off. Harry is visibly confused before the camera cuts to the next couple. This awkward moment made many people question why Meghan's instinctual reaction was to giggle and push him away. Like, we understand not wanting to do any PDA on camera, but it's the kiss cam! You gotta do it, it's the law. And at number 1, Netflix. Taking the top spot on our list is the streaming giant Netflix. Why? Well, because they were a part of one of the most brutal snubs in Harry's professional career as a star. A documentary centered on Meghan and Harry was filmed, edited, and set to be released in December of last year. Unfortunately, Netflix was forced to put that project on ice after some negative comments came to light against the documentary and the show The Crown. The now King Charles was being portrayed poorly on the series, causing major backlash from the royal family. Harry and Meghan received even more backlash following the announcement that a recreation of Diana's infamous crash would be filmed for the documentary. So far, the documentary has yet to be released on Netflix, as they have claimed that it's not on their priority list at the moment. There are some behind the scenes issues preventing a release that may never be resolved, meaning somewhere out there is footage of the royal family doing some shady stuff that we may never see. Oh well, if you want to see them doing some shady stuff, just Google it, there's plenty to choose from. And those are the celebrities that snubbed Harry. I'm sorry that they weren't all on the red carpet. This guy, he doesn't get out a lot, you know? I do hope you had fun though. Please leave a like if you enjoy our content and you want to see more. Thanks for stopping beyond the screen, and we'll see you next time.